Hello, everybody. I don't know if I'm live. I think I am. No, I have to check that. Yes, okay, so I thought I'd turn the camera on just to walk you through my process of preparing for the 48. I'm home, as you can see. My office is a mess right now. If I were to turn around the camera, I think it would turn into a horror broadcast. Like, it's not cute. So, long story short is that I'm emailing my team right now. I do a lot of pre-production work for every 48 that I do. I've This is gonna be like the ninth one that I've done, I think. Not counting some. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm kind of tired, so I don't remember if I who what doesn't matter. Pedantry, whatever. I've been about on 9 or 10 sets at this point, and I know that pre-production is key, especially if you want to be, you know, have a good film at the end of it and feel good about, having done everything right, and after a few in the very beginning, I definitely have the experience of like, oh, I wish we did this, and oh, I wish we did that, or oh man, I didn't know that so and so had a so and so. So now I email my team regularly with like little updates, and I have a friend of mine who's kind of aggregating all of this data. Hi, Jason. And then kind of distilling it into the raw components of this person has this person has this, we have access to XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And so knowing that ahead of time is a really good bit of information because as you prepare for the unknown, you want to cover as many bases as you possibly can to make sure that you can fill in whatever gaps you're given for the competition. So let me walk you through. What am I looking for right now? I opened a new browser just now and I can't remember why. The struggle is real, y'all. I think I remember why. Yeah. Okay. So it seems to be, everything seems to be working. I was actually just checking to see if my. The thing about OBS is that I don't know if I'm streaming as I'm streaming because I've had the experience of like that blue streaming button is on, but then it says go live right next to it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? So I don't know anything about anything. All right, back to prep for the 48. I'm gonna turn this off. This goes away. Holler at me if you're one of the people that has about 1.5 million tabs, because I am I am that person. In fact, I bumped into the limit on my Safari browser on my phone, which, if you didn't know, it's 500 tabs. And I know because I had, at some point, 500 tabs open on my phone. That's awesome. So, yeah. Hopefully all of this is going. Let me know if you have. Hang on a sec. Let me open my, I don't know, YouTube chat. Sweet. I'm just going to type in a message. Hopefully it goes through. Hi, chat. So any of you joining me, I seriously don't even know like how it's possible that it's past 5:30. I have so much to do before I can wrap up. But you guys are going to join me for the fun. If you're wondering what this all is, I'm actually sketching out some notes for a feature that I'm working on. If you're wondering what my calendar is, it's a very outdated wall calendar, and I can't reach it, so I can't like erase it. So this is me learning that maybe that wasn't the right placement for this calendar. And then I've got posters of friends' projects. Like, I had nothing to do with these projects. I'm just a hardcore fan of their independent films. And oh, Celophaeus, Step Right Up, right behind me. Actually, Chris Salvi from Step Right Up is going to be on my team this year. Very exciting. Of all the years that we've known each other, this will be the first time we're actually working together. So that's really fun. Okay. And let me see. You know what? I'm actually going to post on Facebook right now. You guys are going to watch my crazy work process. My Duolingo is giving me the sad eyes. It's saying, please practice. Look at this. Look at this sad. I'm like, no, not until I absolutely have to. I have so much work to do. And yeah, is social media work? No, but I just want to tell my friends that I'm streaming right now. Let's do hope. No, autocorrect. I don't mean hope. Hmm. Okay, post that. There. Done. Moving on. So yeah, so my team emails get really complicated really quickly. I just wanted to share that with you because some people have been like, "Oh, how do you, structure it, or how do you pull this off in such a limited time?" This is how. Pre-production, my friends. Pre-production. Even on the unknown kind of project, you want to know what gear you have. You want to know what locations you have. You want to know what kind of team you're gonna have. You want to double check, triple check, quadruple check dates with people because some people have other stuff going on, and inevitably stuff gets missed, and you got to be on the ball. I had like 4 roster changes just in the past month, and I communicate that as much possible to my team, but I try not to overload people too. So there's a delicate balance to be struck. And not only that, but I like big comprehensive emails where you can just kind of scroll and search and look back for whatever it is that you need. Oh, I better copy and paste that. Oh, no, did I lose it off my buffer? Oh, that's a sad one. Oh, hell no, I've got this open. See, this is what I'm saying. So like this year, actually, a new thing that I did for my system, because as much as you can systematize your pre-production process, that is your friend, my friends. Systems are the way to get the dream to work. So, oh yeah, I got a shop. um, yes, systems are the way to get the dream to work. Custom specifically, but props as well. Man. To nothing is off limits. So I'm telling people right now about like props, because that's one thing that I always do just a few days before, as people are packing, as people are like mentally preparing and stuff. One of the things I'm talking to cast and crew about is like, what kind of costumes do you have? So that's where I'm at right now in the pre-production process. In the very beginning, it was those logistical things. This is where we're meeting. This is where our home base is. This is the tentative plan. I write on Friday. We shoot on Saturday. I edit, and the editor and myself edit on Sunday. Our editor, Samantha, is going to be with us on Saturday, swapping drives, making backups, getting a rough cut together and stuff like that. But she's got plans on Sunday, so I'm going to take over the editing process completely myself on Sunday. So that's the tentative plan. Trying, like, musical happened to us last year. That was our thing. We did Dibs on Mars. And um, because Alex was our editor last year, and because she was able to do both Saturday and Sunday, both of us were editing side by side pretty much that whole time, and we were able to do a more complicated thing. But, and this is the pre-production, because I know that I'm going to be flying solo on Sunday, I'm hoping we don't get something as complicated as musical, because I want to make sure that I don't have as many shots to go through, or that I'm not doing like as many special effects as Dibs on Mars had, because I won't be able to pull it off. I know my limitations, you know what I mean? And it's things like that. You just run through the category of your assets, and then you think of every limitation that you possibly can to solve those problems ahead of time. That's what I'm doing right now. So right now what I'm doing is I'm mentally gathering and accruing all of those assets in my head. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, maybe somebody's got a cool ass writing desk from the 1900s that we could leverage in case we get like a period piece category or something. Or maybe somebody's got access to a farm. Or maybe somebody's got like a really cool vintage car, or like something smaller, like a really cool puzzle box from, I don't know, like 1917 Russia. That's cool. I mean, these things exist in the world. You never know who has what family history and what kind of thing they may have access to. Or not even family history. Maybe it could be like a hobby or something. So this is me planning. I mean, it gets weird, right? So if we get spy category, is there a kind of cool puzzle box or a MacGuffin that we can have? Like, yeah, there's just a lot. Here we go. Oh god, I forgot to finish the pitch deck. Dang it. My ambition this year was also to get like a pitch deck put together in time to kind of solicit sponsors for R48. Since I've been doing this for a long time, I'm a known entity. I figured maybe this year, like, I'd try to get sponsors for my team for the 48, but I wasn't able to finish it. I'm halfway through it, and it's only like a 6-page thing. Oh, guys, let me tell you about pitch decks, because pitch decks are very specific animal. Anyway, and so I mean, it's completely specific. There's no real hard formula for doing one, but I thought that I would solicit, like, pitch the local businesses in the area to see if they wanted to sponsor our team. That's the basic rundown. As you do. So, because let me tell you, running a 48, it's really wonderful that everybody volunteers to do that, so you get the man hours. And I just want to make sure that everybody is like, that's part of the contest. Is that everybody volunteers, but the producer, e.g. me, I'm the one running the everything, so I'm the one that is going to fund everything. And so that means any location, any foods, any assets that we need, props, costumes, consumables, makeup, if we use any. Oh crap, I don't have a makeup artist. See, things come up. A lot of people can do makeup, but yeah, just say. But like if I were to do, oh, dip, what is this? Oh, you're the best. This is great. Wow, you're the best. Sorry, this is another thing that I do is, there are waiver forms. That every single person on the team has to sign before they can appear in a 48-hour film project. And a lot of people just have kind of a stack of forms like on the desk ready to go, but I'm like, is it electronic? Can I do it ahead of time? If you can do it ahead of time, do it ahead of time. And so I've sent them out to everybody, and I just got a third one back from one of my teammates, so I'm very much appreciative of that. Okay, so that's really it. You're just watching me write an email, but I get to talk to you about what it is. Oh yeah, that's another one that I put in this email, is food allergies. Definitely if you have a designated crafty person, or if you're like me and you feed your crew by yourself, like I run crafty. I just bring bins of food, I order some shopping, put it all in the home base, like that location that we have. And I try to think ahead of, like, if we have to travel, like, what are we going to do? And more importantly, definitely collect the information about food allergies from your team. Ahead of time. Please don't have an EpiPen emergency on your set. And now I'm telling people this is the fun part, though, because I love doing this. I have a lot of costumes from lots and lots of film projects that I've done ahead of time. And it's so much fun to think of, what if we get this category? What if we get this category? And so I'm encouraging my team to do the same thing. Just literally, it's called Raid Your Closets, the section in this email. Raid Your Closets. Because we won't know our category until Friday at 7. Definitely Friday at 7, because that's when, we have everything. I already put in our numbers for this year's lottery. So we'll see which 2 categories we get to choose from. Here's hoping. And then we can combine them as well. But it's funny because, like, we'll think of something. You know what? I better put that in there too, because I don't have any plan for horror. I don't have a makeup artist for horror. I mean, I could do a decent bruise just because I was hanging out with the right people when I was younger. That sounds like I got to do a lot of fights, which I did when I was a kid. But I mean, I was hanging out with film people who were doing makeup, like, um, and taught me a couple things here and there, so I can pull together a decent bruise under duress with my limited makeup kit. But if I'm gonna shout it out to the team, if we get horror, what props for makeup or yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to encourage people to think of things. Arrange your closets. Okay. Yeah, I know you're just watching me write an email, but hop on in if you have a question. So the basic idea is I'm just telling people to read the closet. So I've done Western. I told folks, think about it, what to do if you have a Western. Do you have any clothes or era specific antiques or props that are useful? If we get spy, do you have anything cool and sleek? Leather jackets, aviator shades, things like that. Sleek gadgets, trick puzzles, cryptexes. Anybody got a cryptex? I mean, from laser pointers, Zippo lighters, all the way up to like a cool car or something. Like, let me know. Musical. If we get musical again, we're going full on shiny. Like as sparkly as we can make it. We're not holding back. We're talking haute couture makeup. I could pull that off too, just a little bit. Like I got some skills. I'm a master of none, but I have a few. I've dabbled in almost I'm not kidding. Every department on a film set, I've stuck my nose in there. Boas. Ooh, yes, I remember boas. Yeah, I put that down. Changing the tenses because at first I was like, I'm being inconsistent because I'm trying to fly off this email, but I want to make it consistent because legibility is key, friends. Especially when you're trying to convey a lot of information in one email. Just make sure to rein in your horses, okay? You might think in like word vomit terms, and then paragraphs of nonsense text are harder to read. I always have numbers, highlighted things, bullet points, sometimes food, sometimes color changes. Like I literally put food allergies in big red text, and I know my color blind friends won't see it, but at least it's bold, capital, and in red. So I'm sure it'll catch everybody's eye, even if they can't see the red part. Um, yeah, just make sure that it's organized nicely so the eye can scan it, take in the most important pieces, and then if anybody wants to go back and really digest, they have a much easier time if it's in like bullet points. Small point, move on, small point, move on, do the next thing. That's how I structure my emails. That's how I structure my outlines too. My friend, I had somebody a few weeks ago, send me an outline for a movie script, and I'm like, this is different formatting than I would have thought. Like I bullet point the heck out of an outline. It's numbers and bullet points and a subsections all the way down. But these were like paragraphs. And I'm like, how is this an outline? I just didn't structure it that way in my head. I mean, I was able to digest it because I sat with it for a while, but it was not what I was expecting, format wise. And I always try to be really, really specific with my formatting so that I get right to the heart of the essentials and keep things easy so that everybody really communicates what I really need from them. Because there's a lot to do in pre-production. I don't know if you noticed. Raid your closets. Yeah, so am I missing anything for this email? And that's another thing, is that I try not to overload people with emails. Like, the volume of emails is also a deterrent. I don't want to do that. Cast. I literally have them in the cast and I didn't send them emails. That happened to me. Oh, yeah. So didn't. We got Aaron. I just didn't realize that they weren't on the email list until today. Thankfully, I corrected that mistake today. Another reason to start early on pre-production. There were 3 separate people that I completely left off of my group. You know, in Outlook, you can make a group of email things, and I have, for one reason or another, I missed out. I just didn't realize that it wasn't getting into 3 separate people on my team. So dim. And I figured it out, like, in pieces. Anyway, I've got everybody on the list now. So that's what happens when you're trying to juggle everything. Anyway, it's part of the fun. Do I have 1, 2, 3? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people. I better be email. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Finally, the numbers line up. We're good. Inevitably, things go wrong on a film set. Things get missed on a film set. I might not remember to get AA batteries for, like, backup lights or backup stuff. As much as you can think of ahead of time, it really is essential to the success of the project. Because the last thing, and you want to minimize the number of problems. Minimize, not eliminate. You're going to have problems on set. And you should be ready for it and excited about the challenge. I am. I'm always excited about the challenge of being on set. It's so fun. It's just fun. And that's really all I got for you, is to tell you that it's fun. Like, this light is set up, just ready to go. It's on a light stand. I have another one behind me. I got a third one in the other room. Got my lenses ready to go over here. I might be shopping later for things like ProMist filters. We're going to find out how... That's hard. That's really... it's a long story. But I wanted to get ProMist filters that you kind of... that you screw on. Because I don't want to be messing around with the frame box or whatever. I'm trying to do guerrilla filmmaking over here. I don't have a monitor. I don't have... I don't even have an ND filter. Like, it's not going to be cute if the sky is super blown out and we have to shoot outdoors. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But that's the fun part. It's like, you know your limitations ahead of time. But I do hope to get some ProMist filters for at least 1 or 2 lenses that I have, depending on the size. And so that's why I have my lens kit over there, taking a look at that, see if I can order them in time to arrive on time, things like that. So we're having the fun. Any questions, you guys let me know. Chatty chat chat. And yeah, so hi team. I think I'm good. Let me double check my language here, because I was inconsistent with the, am I addressing to you or am I trying to, doesn't matter, linguistic nonsense. Ba 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 ba. If we get horror. Yeah. Kind of vintage period costume do you have? I just broke up 1 point into 2 because it was a long sentence. This is what I'm talking about. You want to make it parsable. Okay. Business casual outfit. Pajamas. Casual outfit. Formal. Ooh. I should really think of this for myself. Okay. We don't cool. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm typing. So I'm thinking, okay, so I got casual pajamas, casual outfits, formal wear, pajamas, regular things, business casual outfits. Aside from the specialty items like vintage props or vintage clothing, accessories, or what if we get hearth? What kind of things can you think of if we get for props and makeup or anything like that? Like, do you have any fake blood lying around or a trick knife or something like a stunt knife? I better put that in there. Cool. I'm encouraging my team also to say, what do you have like underhand? If you can't put your hands on it, then when the weekend comes and you're like, oh, it's in a storage unit in Tewksbury, I'm like, we don't have time for that. You know what I mean? So if it's not underhand, it's not something we have. Basically, it's like it's nice, but if it's in Maine, I can't use that, right? Like so, yeah. So I'm just kind of Okay. So yeah. And I'm telling everybody, I said, as soon as we know the category on Friday, I will email the entire team. Why? Because that way, anybody who, for example, like I've got a friend, Petra, who was in several of my films before. She's coming all the way from New York, and she's going to be packing Friday night and arriving Saturday morning. So she's going to set aside a whole bunch of stuff, but as soon as we have a category, we'll know what, it guides what she'll want to pack. So it's just, and that goes for everybody on the team. In fact, I'm setting aside a few things myself. I'm like, okay, I'm going to squirrel away on this corner. Like, that's what I've been doing all week, like preparing. Because not only do I have costumes and everything else to play, if, you know, for whatever it is that we need on set, I'm also gathering aside all the gear that we're going to need and and leaving space for me to order the food that we're going to need and things like that. So, you wanted to know what prep looks like? This is what prep looks like. A lot of quiet work, a lot of thinking, trying to get ahead of the problems that are preventable. My God, that was one of the first things I learned on a set, you guys. Preventable problem. I'll never forget this because it was so silly. It seemed silly to me at the time. And maybe because, teenagers are always very black and white about certain things. They're so contrasty, like, okay, I understand, but I'm still cranky. Um, it's much more heightened at that age. It just is. um, I remember being on set. We spent months, I'm not even kidding you. It was a 2 semester situation, preparing for the shoot. We show up to the shoot. It's on a weekend. We got the space. Everything's exactly arranged as it was supposed to be. And the person assigned to, I don't remember what it was. Whether it was they were in the sound department or a camera department. I don't remember what it was. Equipment department. All I remember is that the boom needed batteries and nobody had batteries. And I'm like, my guys. Should have had that fixed. Ugh, I was like, my 18-year-old self was very, very pissed. Like, I was angry. I didn't let it show because I know that everybody was frustrated. I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. So I buried it, obviously. But I felt much more angry than I would now. I'm like, yeah, that's a preventable problem. So that was one lesson of experience for me because it was like, you got to think of all the little things as much as you possibly can ahead of time. And holler if you hear me. Like, at this point, like, charging your bricks ahead of time and dumping drive footage to make sure you've got extra drives ready to go, double checking, triple checking that your cables are in order. I even have something called a DP box that I've made, and I think I might make multiples and like put them in my shop because people really, really have responded to them, where I have little tiny screws and all the things like sorted out in one massive place, but everything is beautifully sorted so that if you need like an adapter for this or a converter for that, you've got it, or a specific kind of tool for a specific kind of like situation or like screw or whatever. You've got like you've got it under your hands, and you can solve the problem quickly. That's really what it is about. Filmmaking is problem solving to the max. And yeah, having all of these things in your hands. So I'm encouraging everybody to do the thinking. Like, I'll do the thinking about the drives, the batteries, the equipment, I'll set aside costumes that I think we might need. I'll set aside backdrops that we think we might need. Any sort of weird supplies, like from everything from the most basic clamps to the like a green screen, like, and the stands to put the green screen up. Like I've got all of that covered, or at least considered, you know. So yeah, so I'm just, but I can't think of everything right. So I'm asking the team for the things that I need from them. Yeah, so this one's called Definitely Read Your Closet. Think about all that. As soon as we know the category, I will email it to the team. That way, you'll know what we need. What you need. We don't have a makeup person, so it's because we're chatting right now that I remembered that and was able to put that in the email, so I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, we don't have a makeup person. Again, not a huge deal. I would love to get my hands on a good makeup person, but I'm friends with a scant few, and I think most of them are busy, and I should probably have asked more people ahead of time, but I just didn't think of it. For the 48s, I usually try to keep it fast. And if somebody's sitting in a makeup chair, we're not filming. You know what I mean? So I'm less likely to think of that for something as run and gun, just get it done. Yeah, it rhymes. Kind of film. But yeah, I mean that's part of the beauty of any really good film is like good makeup. Next time. And that's a me thing for next time. Because that's the other thing is like if we get something simple like what do you call it? If we get something simple like a drama or something, you know, modern day setting that doesn't require much, then I feel like I've wasted the makeup person's time. Because it's like, okay, all the cast and crew kind of does their own makeup and you're just sitting around. I appreciate it, you know? So I would want to talk to that person ahead of time and be like, hey man, if we do something simple and you're only doing makeup for like 2 or 3 people, you're going to feel like your day has been wasted. Like you didn't get to stretch your wings and really show off your skill. That's kind of sometimes what I think about that. Oh gosh, it's so late already. Oh my god. Okay, let me send this email and then I'll walk you through the next thing that I've got to prep, which is, I don't know, I can't think of it yet. I think I'm good on this email. This is a really stacked cast, you guys. Let me double check the 10-month plan. Call times are TBA. Nice. Guesstimate has a correct spelling. Thank you, spell check. Guesstimate. Yeah, that's the other thing is... Okay. Call times are TBA. We guesstimate our crew call and we'll try to stagger crew call, casting calls so as not to waste people's time. That's a big thing with me. I do not like to waste people's time. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to circle up with everybody later. This is really it. Okay. Yes. 5. Please fill out your waivers before wet by 8 of day Wednesday. I've got some paperwork to do as well, so thank you. I would like to upload them. ASAP. Thank you to there are 3 already. People who already filled sent me theirs. Oh, for heaven's sake, undo that. I just, ugh. Hotkeys are fun. Perfect. I think people think I'm kidding when I write this stuff, or maybe I suspect that they do, that some do, but I mean it when I say, are you all as pumped as I am? Because I can't stop grinning. I'm so excited for this weekend. You guys do not even realize it. Oh, this is a playground. This is fun. Oh, man. I can't wait. I don't know what we're going to get. It's really exciting. It's like Christmas. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to sign off on this one. Excuse you, computer, trying to correct. Why are you putting a red line under my name? The heck is wrong with you? Spell check says that it doesn't know what Julia means. I'm like, excuse you? What? Get bent. You're having a day, aren't you? Not cool. Okay, I hope I didn't miss anything. Please fill out your waivers by Wednesday. Send them to Jason. I will. Ba, 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 ba.